You're listening to the Astromommy Daily Horoscope, a forecast that hopes to shine a light in the dark, helping us all see where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. Whether you're a first-time listener or a long-time subscriber, thanks for being here. I truly appreciate you being in the Astromommy community. Without further ado, here is the Daily Horoscope. Uranus stations retrograde and a super blue full moon in Pisces this week. 5-day forecast for Monday, August 28th through Friday, September 1st, 2023. Good evening, friends. Well, I gotta say that this Mercury retrograde so far has been kicking my butt. It started with a 5-day migraine. Yes, it was 2 days longer than usual. And finally this morning I woke up headache-free. And then today I have felt like I was scrambling to catch up all day and get things done. Not to mention that I have been dealing with a serious case of writer's block. This week is the last week I will be writing on an alternative schedule. I will resume the old schedule on September 2nd with the weekend forecast, and then next week I will be back to posting 4 days a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Thanks for sticking with me this month. I truly appreciate it. Okay, let's get into the astrology. On Monday, at the time of this horoscope, the moon has already finished up her time in Capricorn, conjoining Pluto and ingressed into the more detached, rebellious, and social sign of Aquarius. The moon in Aquarius is intelligent and individualistic, yet at the same time, she is concerned with the well-being of the group. At 10:38 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday night, Uranus stations retrograde at 23 degrees Taurus, 5 minutes, and brings the total number of retrograde planets to 6. With the dispositor of Uranus being Venus, and Venus also retrograde, this could be an unexpected reversal or a change in direction in regard to our relationships or our money situations. Uranus is the planet associated with upheavals, disruptions, shocks, rebellions, and revolutions. Pair that with the nature of a retrograde, and you may experience going back to something you didn't think you'd go back to, something shocking happening that sends you in a totally different direction, or a situation suddenly turning around. On Tuesday, the moon will be in Aquarius all day and forms an opposition to Venus in Leo retrograde, a square to Jupiter in Taurus, and another square to Uranus in Taurus, now retrograde. The moon making hard aspects to both benefics and also to wildcard Uranus makes me think that maybe there's something strange happening that actually ends up being beneficial in the long run. On Wednesday, the moon moves out of Aquarius and into Pisces at 9:56 a.m. Eastern Time. The Pisces moon is emotional, intuitive, and adaptable, but she does have something hard on her plate coming up, and that is a conjunction with Saturn, which will perfect at 3:23 p.m. Eastern Time. Saturn and the Sun just had their opposition last Sunday, and that could have represented something hard, very challenging, or very serious coming up, or it could have also been a reality check in some way that gave you pause. Whatever the situation, now it's getting personal as the moon is conjoining Saturn right before she opposes the Sun at the full moon. The moon and Saturn coming together can be really melancholic, and feelings of sadness, isolation, and solemnity can be the main moods of the day. It could also manifest as a time to get serious about something you've been trying to do, like a new habit, ritual, or daily routine, and the moon meeting up with Saturn could signify one getting started with something that requires severe discipline and perseverance. A couple hours before the full moon, Mercury in Virgo retrograde forms a quincunx to Chiron in Aries, indicating that we are craving a separation from some sort of wound or vulnerability, and we are ready to let those thoughts go. The moon will be full at 9:35 p.m. Eastern Time, and this is a special full moon because, 1, it's the second one of August, and thus it's called a blue moon, and 2, it is a supermoon, meaning it is very close to the Earth and will appear a bit larger in the sky, and 3, Saturn will be visible right next to the moon in the sky. Here is an article about the blue supermoon below if you want to know more. Full moons are about something coming to its peak or its highest point in its cycle. The energy is usually intense, very animated, and lively. The full moon is also a time of endings, as it is from this high apex point that we have to come back down, and that usually entails saying goodbye to something. My teacher Adam Ellenboss expressed in his recent video about this full moon that because it comes after a conjunction with Saturn and the Sun has also just had an opposition to Saturn, it could feel like something serious has just come to a close and we are now in the process of picking up the pieces, and it can be very healing. From what he was describing in the video, it made me think of the Star card in the tarot and how it follows the Tower card, representing that after a very challenging event takes place, we then have to pick ourselves up, dust off, and start to rebuild our lives. This full moon could feel like that in a lot of ways. On Thursday, the moon is in Pisces all day and makes a quincunx to Venus in Leo retrograde, a semi-square to Pluto in Capricorn retrograde, a sextile to Jupiter in Taurus, who is slowing down, preparing to retrograde on September 4th, an opposition to Mercury retrograde in Virgo, and finally another sextile to Uranus in Taurus retrograde. This feels like we may be experiencing a moment where we are trying to get our heads to agree with our feelings, and it may be challenging because we are feeling a little bit indecisive. Mars is in Libra, approaching a quincunx to Saturn tomorrow, and represents this indecisiveness big time. The moon opposite Mercury can symbolize challenging communications, feeling like you are given an ultimatum or handing one out yourself, moodiness with family members, and writer's block. Thankfully, there are two sextiles flanking this transit, the first to Jupiter, which will bring aid, benefit, and blessings, and the second to Uranus, which may bring sudden helpful insights, problem-solving tactics, or needed materials. On Friday, the moon will be in Pisces until she ingresses into Aries at 9:24 a.m. Eastern Time. Before she does, though, she will conjoin Neptune in Pisces at 4:13 a.m. Eastern Time. The moon and Neptune indicate a heightened intuition, more vivid dreams, or feeling more compassion. Then when she moves into Aries in the morning, we may all feel the drive to get new projects, ideas, or habits started and underway. Maybe we are just done with the week by Friday morning and we are ready to start the weekend. In the afternoon on Friday, the moon in Aries opposes Mars in Libra, and this could feel like we really want to go somewhere, but we are met with some indecisiveness, or we strongly want to have a partner, team member, or friend go along with us, and we need to make a decision about who to bring on our adventure. At 5:01 p.m. Eastern Time, Mars in Libra perfects a quincunx to Saturn in Pisces retrograde, symbolizing the need for self-discipline, even when we may be feeling willful, frustrated, or stuck between a rock and a hard place. Let's move on to a 2-card spread for the week called the Light Seer, Shadow Seer spread. The first card represents our Light Seer for the week and is intentionally placed upright. Where is the greatest opportunity for light this week? 3 of Swords. On this card, we see a woman screaming out in pain and agony, her hair blowing in the wind, representing forceful change. A heart, clearly torn and ripped apart in the past, is being held up by red ropes and sewn back together by black thread. A twisted tree rises high in the background in front of a dark sky with birds flying in the wind. The 3 of Swords represents pain, loss, and heartbreak. But as the Light Seer card for the week, it symbolizes the opportunity to heal, deep feelings coming to light, and finding inspiration again. Sometimes the most painful experiences can be the most profoundly healing and helpful in the long run. Have the courage to look at the hard stuff this week in order to release it and move forward. The second card represents our Shadow Seer for the week and is intentionally placed reversed. Where is the greatest opportunity to heal shadow this week? 3 of Wands, reversed. On this card, we see a woman looking out toward the ocean, carrying a surfboard. Her hair blows in the wind. She stands between 2 torches, flanking her feet like a threshold. A third graces the lower right of the card. She is ready to hit the waves, yet she is waiting for the right moment to go down to the water and get in. In the upright position, the 3 of Wands means that you have been planning something and you are poised and ready to go, or you have already started something and you are watching it take form. In the reverse position, this card means you are experiencing delays, feeling blocked by your own internal fears and worries, or poor planning. As the Shadow Seer card for the week, this represents an opportunity to dream bigger, write another draft of your plans that is more detailed, and/or practice patience and endurance if you are experiencing delays and setbacks. Let me know if this reading resonates with you in the comments. I hope this is helpful. Until Saturday, Astro Mummy. Thank you for reading or listening to the weekly horoscope. Quick links and resources can be found at the bottom of the newsletter. Today's cards were pulled from the Light Seers Tarot, available on Amazon. If you seek knowledge and enlightenment, the Astromummy newsletter may be right for you. Side effects of reading or listening to the Astromummy newsletter are common and include joy, jubilation, delight, happiness, gratitude, love, triumph, feeling in tune with the universe, experiencing deep insights, reflections, and contemplations, a lightened soul, a lighter step, feeling awake when others are asleep, illuminated, enlightened, having spiritual experiences, noticing repeating numbers, animals in nature, or songs on the radio that speak to you, getting vibes, clairvoyance, clairaudience, and clairsmelliance, feeling like you know secret language, biophilia, crying tears of joy, emotional literacy, feeling lively, stable, exalted, having an auric glow, or feeling like you woke up on the right side of the bed have all been reported. If you purchase anything through the affiliate links that I provide in the newsletters, I will make a very small commission. Thanks for listening.